Welcome back to the $1 Million Standard. Today, we are breaking down the three pillars around everything that I stand for and everything that this actual show exists to elevate. Okay, so that is grounded, focused, and fueled. This is the framework that took me from complete burnout and exhaustion to leadership in my business that feels strong and steady and sustainable. That is so important. So let's go through all three of these. So part one is grounded. And if you think about the word grounded, right, that means rooted. It means knowing who you are, what you stand for, what you stand against, and what matters the most. So you can't build $1 million business on a shaky foundation, and you can't lead other people when you're disconnected from yourself and your purpose and who you are. So being grounded in my faith, being grounded in my beliefs, being grounded in what I stand for and what I stand against has actually changed my decision making. It has created emotional stability for me in being grounded in who I am, in my value, and in uh, what I know that I'm capable of and what I'm here to do. It's changed how I show up as a mom, how I show up as a leader, how I show up as a partner for my clients that I work with as we're building out their $1 million marketing system. See, grounded leaders, they don't react, they actually respond. They don't lead from a place of panic, they lead from a place of peace because they are just grounded and rooted firmly in their beliefs and what they stand for. They know truly who they are. All right. So the next word is focused. And man, when I was developing this whole framework for this podcast, this word stood out to me a whole lot because focused means eliminating noise and elevating what matters. You see, hustle culture always tells us that we need to do more, we need to be more, we need to have more, we need to hustle more, we need to get more done, we need to push everything else aside. There's that whole hustle culture, like nothing else matters. But real leadership, it really can be about less, but better because it's focused. Okay, you don't need more tasks. You don't need more to do. You just need more clarity. You need focus. You need to understand where you're going. This clarity transformed my business to understand where I was going, to have that focus, to know this is my target and this is how I'm going to get there. Okay. And also eliminating noise. It improved my results, not only for myself and how I show up for my kids and how I show up for my team and how I show up for my clients, but it also improved my clarity in how I can show up and be focused on a call, how I can show up and be focused with intention in the conversation that I'm having right now and not being distracted. And that focus is also a discipline of saying no. It's a discipline of saying no to the things that I don't have time for, things that don't align with my future goals, with my future self and where I want to be. It's eliminating that noise and it uses that focus as a strategic superpower. Now, this focus, this ability to focus, I firmly believe comes from our environment, what we put on our bodies, what we put in our bodies, how we treat our bodies, how we clear our minds, how we how we fuel, how we put things in and how we expend our energy as well. It changes our ability to focus. If you're putting garbage in, there's no way that you're going to be able to focus like the person who is eating super nutrition, dialed in macros, who's focused on that part. When they're focused, when I'm focused on my macros and my nutrition, literally everything else dials in because I don't have the noise of other junk going on. Actually, I'm most focused when I'm eating like the same meals and going on a target to hit a certain goal weight or body fat percentage or something like that because I'm like eating almost the same thing all the time. So it lets me just focus on other things that matter. I don't even have to think about tracking my macros or what I'm going to eat because I'm so like, I don't have to focus on that. So, focused leaders, they move quickly, not because they're rushed, not because they're hustling, but because they're clear. Okay. Focus brings clarity. All right. Part 3 is fueled. And this is the part that people don't talk about, but it needs to be said. And I touched on this just a second ago, but you can't pour from an empty body. Your physical strength is your leadership strength. I know this. You don't need to be a fitness influencer, though. You don't need a six-pack abs. You don't need ripped biceps. I mean, it's fun. I enjoy doing it. I like when I look in the mirror. Gosh, go back to my episode with Dan Henry, and you'll see a little glimpse into how he feels about himself when he looks in the mirror. But rightfully so, right? You do need to take it seriously. And the truth is, what you put in your body is either healing you or harming you. And that is a deep belief that I have. Okay. And so you can choose. Like, I'm not telling you what to do, but if you want to be fueled properly, then you just need to make those choices and have that discipline of like, I'm going to put things in my body that heal me. I'm going to avoid those things that harm me. Can I have a cheat meal? Listen, I'm not your fitness person. I'm not your coach. Nobody's paid me to say this, and I'm not. You want referrals to coaches? I know so many of them and they're all really, really great. But like, you have a choice to treat your body a certain way that you can be proud of, or one that you're going to be like, "Oh, I really need to get better at this." Like, how long are you going to say that for before you get so sick of yourself that you decide to do something about it? And that's why I am here right now, is I got so sick of myself. I wasn't fueling properly and I got real sick of myself. That created a huge health transformation for me. And fueling myself properly changed my work. It changed the way that I was able to show up for my entire team and all of my clients by putting in good stuff. Strength training has literally changed how I lead. It really has, because I come from a place where I am disciplined, and discipline in my body has created discipline in my business. It has just shifted everything, and people are noticing. And I love that. I think it's great. And that's the other thing, is like, fueled leaders, though, they don't just look strong, they are strong inside and out. It's that discipline that got them that body, right? Okay, I want to connect these all together really quick, because here's the thing. When you are grounded, you can make aligned decisions. And when you're focused, you can execute all of that with precision. And when you're fueled, you sustain that pace to be able to lead your company well. And if you put all 3 of those together, grounded, focused, and fueled, that's where I came up with the $1,000,000 standard. See, this is for entrepreneurs because we are the ones that are carrying society forward. And I don't say that to brag. I say it because it is a deeply rooted belief that I have. And I heard this first from Alex Sharfin. And I know there's also the book Atlas Shrugged. But if you think about it, entrepreneurs are the only source of consistent positive human evolution. And we always will be. We are the ones that are solving the problems. We are the ones that are creating the jobs. We are the ones that are building the communities. And if we're going to lead the world, we can't do it from a place of burnout. We can't do it just on fumes. That's not okay. We can't do it if we're disconnected from our bodies. And if we're disconnected from our bodies, then we're disconnected from our purpose. And if that happens, like, what's the point? What is the point? Gosh, I'm so excited for these next handful of episodes that are coming out. The interviews, amazing. The guests, incredible, a lot of powerful people with amazing things to share. And this podcast is really here to raise the standard of what leadership looks like. Next week, we begin to bring on founders who embody this in real, tangible, but messy human ways. They're grounded, focused, and fueled. This is your new edge.